Happy Halloween! In today's Taiwan Insider, by the end of our show, one of us is going to be dressed in a Halloween costume inspired by one of our stories today. I'm Andrew Ryan.
I'm Natalie So. Let's take a look first at some of the stories that have been on our radar this week.
The U.S. Senate has passed the TAIPEI Act by unanimous vote. The bill seeks to shore up Taiwan's international alliances and give Taiwan a place on the global stage. The House of Representatives is considering its own version of the bill as well. A record 200,000 people hit the streets of Taipei on Saturday to take part in Asia's biggest pride parade. Although challenges remain, the legalization of same-sex marriage this year has given Taiwan's LGBT community plenty to celebrate. Exports from countries across the region are down, but Taiwan is weathering the contraction better than most. That's thanks to investment from companies returning from China and an 18% increase in exports to the U.S. A wave of dust blown over from China has worsened air quality across much of Taiwan. Taipei 101 disappeared amid the gray dust on Wednesday, and on Thursday, air quality in southern Taiwan was poor, with Kaohsiung flashing a red, unhealthy warning. And one of the stories under the radar this week, the semifinals of a competition to find Taiwan's best bowl of fried rice. There were innovations like 3 cups chicken rice. Now, regional champs are set to face off in the nationwide finals in late November. Be forewarned, this won't exactly be a walk in the park.
It's Halloween, so our words of the week have to do with what people are afraid of. Are you ready to guess?
I'm afraid so.
Okay. This has to do with our show as well.
Okay. Hero.
Not afraid
Halloween.
of heroes or Halloween maybe.
Hosting.
Hosting? Are you afraid of hosting?
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of no host. Hostility.
That's right.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Unfortunately, we've been seeing some hostility at the Lennon walls in Taiwan. We'll be telling you more about that. And also, the U.S. Senate recently passed this week the TAIPEI Act, which is actually in response to what they see as a more hostile China towards Taiwan since President Tsai Ing-wen came to office. We'll be telling you more about that act in today's show.
Great word, Natalie.
Thanks.
Are you ready for mine?
Yes.
This is more related to what a lot of us are afraid of.
T. It's 2 words. The night? The new? The unknown? The news?
You know, it's interesting because we host a news show.
Mm-hmm.
So every week our responsibility is to share with you what's going on in the news. But a lot of the things that happen in the news, I'll admit, are things that are scary for us.
That's true.
But it's really important for us to bring you these stories anyway, to face these fears and to kind of look at it together. And that's our goal here on Taiwan Insider, is to do it in a way that I think people can understand and really guide you through what can be scary times.
All right.
All right, so those are our words of the week. Shall we put them up on the shelf?
Yeah.
Also today, do you know where this is? This unique rock sculpture was once chosen by netizens as the favorite attraction at one of Taiwan's best-known tourist destinations. You might be surprised to learn it also serves an important function. So where in Taiwan is it? We'll have the answer for you at the end of our show. Now I want to start off this week by showing you something that I stumbled across just a couple days ago. Have a look at this. This is a wall outside a cafe in the popular district near the Zhongshan MRT station in Taipei. It's what's called a Lennon wall. If you take a closer look, you can see that people have written all sorts of messages on post-it notes. They're signs of encouragement for Hong Kong.
Now recently, Taiwan has had hostile incidents related to Lennon walls. But before we get to that, let's take a look at what these walls have meant to people in Hong Kong.
without the bad police, and the world will be peaceful. Normally, it's the chewing up sentences. For example, to explain their voice. For example, to call Hong Kong people to have egg oil. Egg oil is our term to mean fighting. When I'm a teenager, I think the Hong Kong people is selfish. They are seldom to share their opinions or help each other. The lifestyle of Hong Kong people is busy. Through this, the movement, the protest, more and more Hong Kong people, they are helping each other. When we see the more and more Hong Kong people writing their own voice on the wall, then we feel we are connected.
Some Chinese students and tourists have lashed out against Lennon walls in Taiwan, and authorities are cracking down on this. Now, recently, Taiwan deported 2 Chinese tourists for vandalizing Lennon walls. Now, this tourist was caught red-handed, tearing down messages at National Taiwan University. He was deported a couple of weeks ago for vandalism. And this Monday, another Chinese tourist was deported after he was caught tearing down messages on a Lennon wall at an underpass in Taichung.
Now, some Chinese students have gotten into altercations, even violent ones, after seeing these walls on campuses. The Ministry of Education is warning that students who are caught defacing the walls or assaulting people could face prosecution or even deportation.
We now turn to news from the U.S. In a grand show of support for Taiwan, the U.S. Senate passed the TAIPEI Act 2019. Now, this is a new version of a bill that was introduced last year. What is the TAIPEI Act 2019 and what does it mean for Taiwan? That's the topic of today's Taiwan Explained. In today's Taiwan Explained, I'm going to tell you about the TAIPEI Act 2019 and what it means for Taiwan.
All right, Natalie, we have 60 seconds on the clock. You ready?
Yep.
Go.
On Tuesday, the U.S. Senate passed the TAIPEI Act 2019 and the House's Foreign Affairs Committee passed it on Wednesday. Now, what is the aim of the TAIPEI Act? Well, the TAIPEI Act comes after 8 nations cut off diplomatic ties with Taiwan since President Tsai Ing-wen took office in 2016. That's due to increased pressure from China that calls for greater U.S. support of Taiwan's international alliances. The TAIPEI Act calls on the U.S. to increase support for countries that maintain strong ties with Taiwan. The U.S. could also act against countries that undermine Taiwan. It also calls for U.S. arms sales so Taiwan can defend itself. And it said the U.S. should engage in trade talks with the goal of a free trade agreement. So what needs to happen before the TAIPEI Act becomes law? Well, the House needs to pass the act. Then the Senate and House need to each approve a single version of the bill. Then within 10 days, President Donald Trump needs to sign it into law.
Wow, Natalie, perfect. And that's it for this week's Taiwan Explained. For some people, October 31st is Halloween, but for others, it's the birthday of Chiang Kai Shek, a former president of the Republic of China, which is the official name of Taiwan's government. Now, we don't celebrate his birthday anymore in Taiwan. It's not a holiday, and that's because he's a very controversial figure, but we're going to be talking a little bit more about that later. First, a question about a number related to Chiang Kai Shek. Are you ready?
All right.
Okay. So how many years was President Chiang Kai Shek the president of the Republic of China?
Oh, wow. When did he become
For
president?
those of you who are playing at home, the Republic of China was founded in 1912, and it was in Nanjing, China, and it then moved to Taiwan and now exists in Taiwan to this day. So about 108 years. How many of those was Chiang Kai Shek the president?
I'm going to say 41.
41?
Oh,
Okay.
I was
That's a
going to
good
say
guess.
something like that. 40 then.
40? Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to have the answer for you in just a moment. But first, earlier this year, there was some discussion about whether or not to remove Chiang Kai Shek's statue from the memorial that was built in his honor. Let's have a look at that story.
It's the changing of the guards at the Chiang Kai Shek Memorial Hall, and tourists are straining to get a shot. But could plans to transform the building change that? The cabinet says the hall will remain intact, but the future of Jiang's statue is not so certain. NTNU professor Fan Shiping says he supports the decision, but he hopes to see a more balanced perspective in the hall's exhibits to teach about Taiwan's democracy. Right now, there are 1,083 statues of Jiang in Taiwan, with the largest number located in the capital city, Taipei. That's followed by Taichung in central Taiwan and Kaohsiung in the south. And as for which government agencies have the most statues, the Defense Ministry comes in first, followed by the Education Ministry and the Veteran Affairs Council. While some say the statues should be removed because they are a symbol of Taiwan's authoritarian past, not everyone is so sure. NDHU professor Shi Zhengfeng says he believes the current administration is trying to push its own agenda. He says he hopes the officials can find a nonpartisan way to handle the issue without using it to sway voters in the upcoming presidential election.
All right, before that report, I asked you how many years Chiang Kai Shek served as the president of the Republic of China. Now, Leslie, you said 41 years, and Natalie, you said 40 years. Let's have a look at the answer.
Oh, 27, that's it?
All right, so I should explain this. He served almost five 6-year terms, starting in 1948 and ending with his death in 1975. However, you are both very close from another respect. It's said that he was the leader of the Republic of China for 46 years.
That's what I was thinking, like starting in the 20s or something.
That's correct. 1928, he served in a number of capacities. So you're both very close. I think I'll give it to you for this one.
I like that.
All right, we're going to stay at the Chiang Kai Shek Memorial for this next question. Now, you've both seen the front of the Chiang Kai Shek Memorial. It has these marble steps that go up the front, right?
Yeah, they're beautiful.
Beautiful marble steps. Now, the total number of marble steps up the front and then steps into the main hall is the same as the number of his age when he died. The question is, how many steps are up the front of the Chiang Kai Shek Memorial? Leslie, you look like you know
I know
the
this
answer.
one.
Yep.
Oh no. Okay, so it's either 87 or 89.
Pick one.
87.
Natalie?
Is that old? I didn't know that. Okay, then I'll pick 86.
86. Okay, let's have a look at the answer.
89.
All right.
Oh, Leslie, so close.
Almost.
On the tip of your tongue.
Oh,
All
You
right.
almost got it.
That was very good.
close.
All right, now we're going to move on now to the question of the statues. Now, the Transitional Justice Commission has been slowly removing some of the statues from places around Taiwan, and they've been storing them in a park in Cihu, Taoyuan, in northern Taiwan. That's right next to his mausoleum. So the question is, how many statues are currently located in that park?
That's a lot of metal.
110.
110, okay.
232.
232. Somebody maybe has been peeking at the answers. All right, let's have a look at the answer.
Oh,
290.
wow.
Wow,
That many.
That was
That's pretty
just
good.
A wild guess?
oddly specific
A wild guess?
number that I just wildly threw out there.
Now, I should say that from the video we saw there's about nearly 1,100 statues total. The reason why they've been taking the statues down and moving them to this park is that he is a very controversial figure in Taiwan. He's viewed as a dictator who presided over the White Terror in Taiwan, during which many people were killed for their real or perceived opposition to the government. Now, I want to move now to the streets in Taiwan that bear his name. There are many streets throughout Taiwan that have his name, and I should mention that those streets are usually either called Zhongzheng Lu or Jieshou Lu, and those are two of his sort of nicknames. So what is the total number of streets throughout Taiwan that are named after Chiang Kai Shek?
You're including Jieshou Lu.
Yes.
Oh, man. That's a lot. Are we including, like, alleys?
No.
Okay.
Just the main roads.
I'm going another specific number, 562.
What?
562. I love the specifics.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I was just thinking like 50.
50?
Yeah.
All right, let's have a look at the answer.
335.
Oh, somewhere right in between
We're in
the
the
two of
middle.
us. Then, right?
335 roads. Now, you may be interested to know which city has the most Zhongzheng Lu.
Taipei.
It's not
It's not
Taipei.
Taipei.
I would have said Taipei too. Leslie, quick guess.
Taichung.
No.
Taoyuan.
Believe it or not, it's Tainan,
What?
which is counterintuitive because it's kind of a deep green area in Taiwan, which is the current ruling party, which is in opposition to the KMT and Chiang Kai Shek's party.
Transitional justice didn't really.
No, it didn't reach Tainan, not yet. So they have 43 Zhongzhenlu just in Tainan City alone.
Oh my goodness.
All right, final question. No peeking in your pockets for the answer to this question. I want to ask you about the money that we use here in Taiwan, the new Taiwan dollar. What is the denomination of the banknote which bears Chiang Kai Shek's likeness?
You're gonna mix it up with
100? I don't know. I don't
The
know.
$100 bill? Okay.
I don't really pay attention.
Let's see.
trick question. I'm going $200 bill.
$200 bill. All right, let's have a look at the answer.
Oh,
my gosh,
Good job, Leslie. You're doing well today.
Leslie breathes a sigh of relief.
You did go to school here in
I
Taiwan.
look at a lot of money.
Even the rare 200 NT bill.
wow.
Do you know are there any coins that have his likeness? This is just a bonus question at the end of our
$10?
show. $10 coin used to have his likeness.
It's the 5, I think.
Both the 5 and the 1 NT coin have a side profile
for
of Chiang Kai Shek. I guess
you.
more. It's this side.
I like money. I like money. That's.
Nice job, guys.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Andrew. That was interesting. And that's our Taiwan by number. And stay tuned for Who in Taiwan.
This week on Who in Taiwan, our mystery person is a musician. And today on buzzer number 1 is Natalie So. And buzzer number 2 is Leslie Liao. Are you both ready?
We're ready.
Yes. All right. Let's go. So our mystery person was born on December 5th, 1946. He has a special connection to the Taiwan tribe in Pingtung County. He was born in Barcelona, Spain. He sings opera. He is a tenor, a very famous tenor. On Sunday, he gave a performance in Pingtung, southern Taiwan, which is home to the Taiwan tribe. He is one of the 3 famous tenors. He's not Placido Domingo. He's not Luciano Pavarotti. And
What's the other guy's name?
That was an accident. That was an accident.
well, his face is almost revealed, so I think I can probably tell you what the answer is. This is Spanish tenor Jose Carreras, who is one of the world's 3 famous tenors. As I mentioned, he was in Pingtung County for the first time this past Sunday, singing along with children from the Taiwan tribe from Taiwu Elementary School.
That's cool.
It is
Sorry,
pretty
I don't
cool.
know too much about our tenors.
It's okay. Just because I'm a fan, it doesn't mean everyone is. All right, so we actually have some footage of his concert and his interaction with kids from the Taiwan tribe.
That's cool.
Let's have a look. Isn't that incredible? He's 72 years old, still singing strong. Now, the Pingtung County government wrote to him to invite him, and in the letter they told him about the children of the Taiwu Elementary School who have beautiful voices and have won international competitions. He was very moved, not just by their music, but by their story. Their village was deeply impacted by the Typhoon Morakot in 2009, and he also learned how their school was moved and rebuilt as well. Isn't that beautiful?
That's beautiful.
That was great.
Oh, that's great.
The images of him interacting with the kids
I'm sure
is just
they'll never forget that.
unforgettable.
I mean, they touched his hand, right?
Yeah.
It's like high five. That's cool.
And they were showing him around and leading him by hand. It's really, really cool to watch.
What a great opportunity.
So that's this week's Who in Taiwan. Up next, #Taiwan.
This week on #Taiwan, Leslie Liao tells us what's trending on social media.
What's going on this week, Leslie?
Well, Andrew, have a video.
like those drawings of her.
That was very cool.
Oh, you guys are waiting for more explanation? I'm sorry. Was a fabricated introduction to a fictional cartoon featuring incumbent President Tsai Ing-wen not self-explanatory enough?
I know. I'm totally. I'm on
was
board.
impressed.
I'm ready to
Very
see what's
nice.
going to happen.
All right, well, that video was posted to President Tsai's YouTube channel, and all I gotta say is, boy howdy, is it something. Boy howdy. Now, but you have to realize that there's an entire repository of President Tsai Ing-wen fan art online. And President Tsai, if you're watching this and you haven't chosen a Halloween costume yet, I got you covered, all right? Check this out. Look at these 4 pictures. They were posted to President Tsai Ing-wen's Instagram sometime early throughout the year. And you have the Hulk, you have Yoda, but my favorite is the one all the way to the left. Big head, small body, you're gonna get me every time. Anyway, these pictures were done by a local artist named Are, and he's noted for his, blue ink kind of drawing style. He's also the author of the Leslie Liao Pick of the Week. That is President Tsai Ing-wen drawn a la the cartoon style of The Simpsons. Now, as a guy who grew up watching The Simpsons and loving it, this had to be my highlight this week. Now, next thing is that Tsai Ing-wen is a champion of same-sex marriage, and when the law passed, a lot of people were seen carrying this picture of her, which shows President Tsai holding up a rainbow flag.
That's cute.
The
That's
words
very
on
cute.
it, they say, support Tsai Ing-wen.
Very cool. So I'm curious, Leslie, are there any fan art pieces for her opponent, the KMT's Han Guoyu?
Great question, Andrew, and there actually is. It's just not as voluminous as it is for Tsai. Han is featured in his own comics, his own cartoon. He even has a lantern made
that's
after
pretty
him,
cute.
which debuted during the Kaohsiung Lantern Festival. Now, you'll see his trademarks are his dog, his blue shirt, and of course, his not having any hair.
You know, I
Easy
think
to draw.
I need some kind of cartoon makeover.
Well,
You'd be cute as a cartoon, Andrew.
Thanks, Natalie. You would as well. I like the Hulk one. I think that one's pretty cool.
I
The
think
one
that's
of
an-
Tsai is
I think
Hulk.
that's a great one also. I like the Yoda one, but
I
like
like
I
the Yoda
said,
one too.
big head, small body, tiny glasses. Just gets me.
All
Very
right, well,
cute.
thanks so much, Leslie. And that's our hashtag Taiwan for the week. Do follow us on social media and leave a comment below. We would love to hear from you.
And finally today, where in Taiwan? Now at the top of the show, we showed you a photo and asked if you knew where it was. Let's take one more look at that photo.
Now, we said that this sculpture was once chosen as a favorite spot at one of Taiwan's best-known tourist destinations.
Where in Taiwan is this? Well, let's have a look at the answer.
This is Sun Moon Lake, located in central Taiwan. The stunning natural beauty makes it one of the most popular tourist spots on the island. An online poll asked people to pick their favorite features of the lake, and in reverse order, they include a pair of bridges, Lalu Island, the gondola lift, Shuishe Harbor, the Xiangshan Visitors Center, the bike path around the lake, and cherry blossoms along the shore. Coming in at number 1 is this rock sculpture at the edge of the lake, which is appropriately named the Nine Frog Stack. This is not just a whimsical work of art, though, it serves an interesting purpose. Each frog on the sculpture corresponds to a given water level, so just looking at how many frogs sit above the water, you can easily get an idea of how high the water is.
Now, at the top of the show, we also promised you that one of us by the end of the show would be wearing a Halloween costume based on one of the stories in our show today, and that person is already wearing the costume.
Leslie?
Have a look at that.
Now, this is a very smart and easy to make costume. And how does it feel to be a Lennon wall?
Lennon.
Like Natalie said, it's the easiest costume that I've ever put on, pulled off.
And you probably never had a costume that's just on your back either, right?
No.
All right, so if you're looking for something to wear today on Halloween, this is a great last-minute option. Thank you so much for joining us for this Inside Look at Taiwan. We hope you'll check us out on social media.
Yes, and do leave a comment below. We would love to hear from you. For Taiwan Insider, I am Natalie So.
I'm a big old wall.
And I'm Andrew Ryan. See you next week.